I don't play table tennis. Then why am I making this video? Because we recently got a ping pong table. But with them, we got these injection molded plastic bats that feel flimsy and are very small, almost like they were designed for toddlers. As a 3D printing hobbyist, I felt it was my job to fix it. With no experience, I went online and started googling how to properly make a table tennis bat. From that, I have extracted 4 things this design will have to do. Firstly, it needs to be functional. Secondly, it has to be ergonomic. Third, it has to weigh the correct amount and have the right center of mass. Fourth, and this one was mainly to make my life a lot simpler, it has to look like a table tennis paddle. I started my design by sketching a real table tennis paddle from an image and getting the right shape. Then I broke it down into 2 parts, the handle and the actual bat. These could be connected by these super large M6 screws I had lying around. I finished the design, rounded the edges, made sure it was super easy to 3D print. Initially, I planned to purchase table tennis bat rubbers for it, but I changed my mind after I found this really old TPU lying around. TPU, or thermoplastic polyurethane, is a really flexible plastic that is really popular in 3D printing, but is more expensive than PLA. The color of this plastic is atrocious, but that is something I will have to live with. I had to dry it for 8 hours. I had to remove the AMS from the P1S, otherwise it gets stuck, and then I successfully printed the TPU rubbers. They are super cool and close to the real thing. The assembly was super easy. While pushing the 2 parts together, I screwed it in until I felt it couldn't go any further. Then I tried to glue on the rubbers. Since the TPU was semi-transparent, the shoddy super glue workmanship was really noticeable. That didn't affect its gameplay quality. I gave it to some of my friends and we discovered some major issues. Remember those 4 points I said it had to meet? Well, the bat was slipping out of their hand and also had a very low center of mass. So I went back to the drawing board. I discovered that professional bats have this angle to prevent them from slipping out. With a bit of trial and error, I managed to introduce this into my design. I also messed around the infill of the parts until the center of mass satisfied me. This in return resulted in me deciding to use this super cool hexagonal infill. In this video, you can also see how the screw actually makes the racket a lot more durable. After taking all this into account, I printed the new design and assembled it. Its weight distribution was nice and it no longer slipped out of people's hand. I also chose to fix the bad looking super glue problem. After some advice, I settled for this super cool thin double-sided tape that after being in a vise holds it very tightly. The last step here is to produce a couple of them out of a more weather resistant material. Since these were printed in PLA, I chose to print it in black PETG and continue using orange TPU. The contrast should be super cool. They are definitely an improvement over the plastic bats that I initially had. I also chose to make this model available to anyone for free. You can find it on my MakerWorld and CrealityCloud, which are both linked below in the description. Good luck and have fun. Now here's a short note. Please remember that this video took time and effort to make. I would really appreciate it if you were to press that subscribe button. You can view many more of my videos in the shorts section of my channel.